despite the fact that we have universal health care in Massachusetts, there's still many unmet needs. There just simply aren't enough resources to take care of those, and the foundation has met that need and it continues to, and looks at the health and well-being of the citizens of our region and tries to fill the gap. And I don't think there's an organization available that does that. The foundation has kind of been under the radar, and I think that's because people were watching and waiting to see what the foundation would do. And I think now the foundation has been in existence over 10 years, and I think now the proof is in the pudding. And so I hope that people will see that and see that this organization is unique, how it develops grants and how it monitors the grants, which is very unique, I think, in our area. A lot of foundations really give out the money and there's very little overseerage of the actual granting process, whereas we have a significant program to monitor how these funds are used and look at results. If you want your money to be used wisely and in a focused manner with a results-oriented program, then this is the place to consider. Because very few organizations that I give money to ever deliver to me a report card of what's been happening. And the Health Foundation has worked very hard to do that. And so your money will be used to improve the health and well-being of the citizens, but you'll be able to see the results and you'll be able to track the progress very, very carefully. And so I think that's a significant difference between the Health Foundation and some other foundations that we find in the country.
The Health Foundation brings to the table a number of different efficiencies that many other nonprofit organizations have not brought to the table. For example, the fact that it's an extremely well-run organization. They're very thoughtful and thorough in the way they approach problems. They really do not dictate to the community what is important for the community, but they actually seek from the community what is of value to the community in terms of building up areas of need, and then bring those as major projects to the board, and the board tends to support it. These are not projects that are one-time grants, but really are ways of creating an efficiency in the system. So it's a sustainability factor that they use as a critical operating portion of the grant process. So looking to empower these organizations to be able to continue to do the good work they do even after the initial grant process is over, which is very unique from different organizations that I've been associated with, where some organizations just give them money to get functional. It works good for an operating budget for a year, but thereafter the project really doesn't take off because there is no sustainability factors built in. Dental care for children was a major Health Foundation initiative, and the whole state has taken that up as a challenge and has now approved the access to dental care through Mass Health, which is state Medicaid for children who do not have access to dental care, which would otherwise never have happened. Similarly, I think the Health Foundation's singular work in terms of eradicating chronic homelessness led Worcester to be the first community in the country to be free of chronic homelessness, as it's called, and the housing program and the whole project that was initiated around it has made such significant contributions that we are now a role model for the rest of the country. As you think about various donations and the number of charities that you work with and all the different competing projects that you might want to donate to, please do consider the Health Foundation as one of those recipients. Your generosity will go a long way in terms of helping our communities become better places for those people who have no other means of achieving that. And your individual donation, however small or large it may be, will make a huge difference when it's multiplied by the work of the Health Foundation. So please do consider that as a significant donation that you would make, not only in your lifetime, but in your children's lifetime and after.
I began back in the year 2000 as one of their first recipients of the grants. And so we had a oral health project here in central Massachusetts that worked well with the foundation. The foundation helped us tremendously. And I think that the work that they do is just second to none. The mission of the Health Foundation, my wife and I truly believe in that mission, in helping the community in many areas. But one of their cornerstones is the idea of sustainability. Well, the Health Foundation does tremendous things in the community, and they require their projects to become sustainable when they're finished. So, but who is protecting the Health Foundation and protecting them to make sure that they are sustainable? And when the Health Foundation in Janios approached me and my wife to see if there was a way that we could contribute to that sustainability, we jumped at the opportunity. So she mentioned this idea of a life insurance policy. And the life insurance policy is small dollars now that will create bigger dollars, after we're gone, and it will sustain our commitment to the community. It will sustain the Health Foundation's commitment to the community, and our children will get together once a year to decide how their parents would have wanted this money spent. And so every year they'll get together and they'll say, okay, we're going to dole out X amount of dollars into the community and in the area of oral health, and they're going to think about us. And they're going to think about, what we stood for, my wife and I, and they're going to give to the community in that way.